All right. Welcome all to the Friday Night Strike. I'm your host, Night Strike, and if anyone wants to jump in and chat with me, feel free to jump in and chat. Just send me an email, nightstrike@gmail.com for a link, and we'll go from there. Other than that, uh, yeah, let's kind of wait to see who jumps in, see who's around. So, who jumps in? Who do we got? Do we have anybody? Anybody around there? Doesn't look like there's anybody around. Doesn't look like there's anybody live. Am I live? I should be live. I think I'm live. Jason Stewart's out there. Jason, do you want to jump in? I can send you a link. There. There's the link. Check your email. There we go. There's some links. Okay, don't worry about it. I'm still here. Everyone's favorite Coonan carrier out there. Vanessa Kitty's out there. What's going on, Vanessa? You're our favorite Coonan carrier. Not much is up, Scott. What's going on with you, dude? Good evening from Jax. 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 Is that Jacksonville? That's Jacksonville International Airport, isn't it? All right. All right. Ooh, Scott just got a Polish AK bayonet. Nice. Nice. I just got I got those magazines, those 20 rounders, and for the AR-15 I've got. I got a new sling, an East German sling for my AK mutt, and yeah, I've got the SMG mags and the SMG conversion kit for my AR-15 pistol build. Travis says he had an extra PSA buffer tube for me, so I'm gonna abscond that from Travis, and then I'll probably have to get a CAC blade for it. So, but right now I can't buy any more parts because I am tapped. All the parts that I bought was from money for Christmas, so I'm out. Vanessa Kitty says her oldest aunt is in Jacksonville. She's a few years older than her mom. Well, that's cool. Yeah, we've all got family everywhere. I mean, I've got family all over this damn country. Trying to decide between a PSA AKV9 or a Zastava M85. I don't know. What's the price on the Zastavas? I mean, one, if you get a Zastava, you're probably gonna have to get it from, from Century, because I know Century has them. At that point, I don't know if you'd want one. Yeah, I mean, you can get a Zastava M85, or you can get a PSA AK9. I don't know. I'd get a PSA, but that's because I'm a PSA fanboy. So, don't ask me. Rollis Carvelis is scraping bottom also. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah. Okay, so if it's a straight Zastava and they've got their own setup now, then yeah, go ahead. But if they're still, but if the quality hasn't improved, then I'm gonna tell you, you're better off going for the PSAs, just flat out. I mean, if I wasn't making a 9mm pistol build, I probably would have gone for the PSA AK. We're just sitting here talking. That's all we're doing, Mad Sexy. We're just having a conversation. I sent a few links out to Jason Stewart if he wants to jump in. Jason, check your email, buddy. I sent an email out to a couple other people. If they want to jump in, they can jump in. But we're just kind of sitting here, kicking back, chilling, that kind of thing right now. 10-time shooters out there. What's going on, 10-time shooter? How you doing, buddy? And Warsaw is showing his E-Peen with, talking about his AK build and, going after people. Uh-oh, watch out. We got Ninja Scout out there. Hide all your valuables. Uh-oh, Jason's here. Watch out. And hey, your avatar was working now. Awesome.
Yeah. Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Jason. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, not too bad, I guess. Not too bad.
Yeah, thanks for jumping in. I don't mind just talking to the live chat out there, but there's a delay, and it would be nice to have other people in here. Thank you for jumping in.
Appreciate talking to you.
Yeah. I hope I'm not interrupting anything important.
No, I worked on a new project on a gun last night. Didn't have much success, so I'm taking the night off.
Okay, well, what kind of gun project are you working on? Well, why don't you tell us about it a little bit?
All right. I bought a trigger kit for a Beretta. I bought the Extreme S from that 92X Performance gun.
Ooh.
And it came with a nice trigger and a trigger bar that shortens the reset. And all the parts are diamond light coated. But the hammer and the sear, when it was all said and done, there was a ton of creep. And none of my Berettas ever had any creep in the trigger. It would go up to the wall and then just drag for 1/8 of an inch before the hammer fell. It just felt terrible, right? So I tried dry firing it probably 200-300 times, and that didn't help. But it put markings on the hammer and stuff. So I got the hammer out easiest. I tried to stone on it a little bit, and it just really wasn't doing anything. It wasn't getting any better. So I put the original hammer back in it, and it feels a lot better. I think I'm just going to have to use a regular sear and a regular hammer that didn't come with that kit, and then everything will be okay.
What you could do is you could try putting in a reduced power hammer spring.
Oh yeah, I got that.
You
I
know,
got that, but it actually makes noise when the hammer's cycling back. I mean, you can just hear it. It just sounds terrible. It makes noise,
maybe the
and
one you got was out of spec.
something's just not right. The coating, they felt slick. There's no burrs. They seem nice, but it just, I was not happy at all. I saw other reviews where other people said it developed creep, but I just went
Right,
with it.
right.
But being the special diamond light coating really is no like priority to me.
Well, the
I
diamond
want,
light coating is really only useful if you want it to look pretty and you're never going to use it.
yeah, I was
I
most
mean,
interested in.
granted, that's my personal opinion. So, but the point is, I like diamond light coating, but in a real world situation where you're actually going to have to use those parts to either defend yourself or you like to go out to the range, it doesn't seem there's no point to have it.
Yeah, I wasn't. It's not a priority for me. It just is how the kit comes. What I wanted the most was the flat face trigger and that trigger bar to reduce the reset. It's not a lot. Like a Beretta didn't have that bad of a trigger to begin with. So
No,
but
no, I like the
was
trigger on my 92, my 92S. So
yeah.
I don't. So.
I'd like just a real light hammer spring, like a Wilson Compact 13-pound hammer spring, and leave everything else stock. Well, get a skeleton hammer, but that comes from Beretta. But just nothing fancy, not a bunch of stuff. $35-$40, a nice trigger. I'm always happy with them. This was like a $200 trigger kit, and I'm not very happy with it.
Yeah, there's. Did you get the? Did you install the trigger conversion unit?
What do you mean the trigger conversion unit?
Okay, a lot of law enforcement agencies, letter agencies that were still using the M9 or the Beretta 92, they would use something like this. Here, I'll screen share. You might have seen this. Instead of using the normal trigger,
yeah, return spring.
Instead of using the normal springs, they use this. And I've considered getting one of these and putting these in my other Beretta 92S, and because I've already got one in one of my 92Ss, because I've got two. I don't show the other one because it doesn't look pretty.
I haven't used those, but I know what you're talking about.
But it works. I'm just not sure what whether I want reduced power or whether I want just the factory weight. I haven't decided. So,
well, I'd just go with the factory weight. Yeah, that's just a return spring. The return springs on the Beretta, the little wire ones, they have a reputation for breaking. Okay.
Yeah, and this fixes that problem. That's why they made this.
Yeah, but you can get a spring that's made like the original one from Wilson Combat, and it's made out of better material, and it won't break, and it's only like $7, $5, something like that.
Right.
Yeah. I haven't used any of those. I thought about getting them before. I'll probably get one sooner or later.
I would recommend if you're just not feeling those trigger springs, I would recommend getting one of those because they do work. It's just again, I don't know whether I want to put a reduced power or a factory weight in it because I like the reduced power, but again, I like the factory weight because I didn't see any problems with replacing it in the first place. No, I didn't notice a difference before or after.
No, that's just an good insurance policy.
Yeah.
Because if it breaks, you're done till you change the spring. You're not really going to do that in the middle of a fight or at the range, you know. But
Right.
I put that trigger kit I was talking about I bought a 92X, full size black one. Not that super race gun, but just their new normal one.
Mm-hmm.
And since it's got the flat grips like a 1911, I wanted that flat face trigger. You know what I mean? Really wanted that for it. So said and done, I'll just I need a new hammer, and I'll put the sear in it and a new skeleton hammer, and hopefully my creep will be gone. Everything will be all right.
Right.
It does have some benefits. The trigger's different, like especially like when you cock it and you cock it back to single action. That trigger is like 3/4 of the way back, and it is straight up and down. So I mean, it's real cool. I like that part of it. I put some Aluma grips on it. Those aluminum grips. Those came out really nice. I really like those.
And we got another person here. We got Rich. What's going on, Rich?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Rich.
All right, can you guys hold the fort down for me for a second? I gotta go take care of something with family.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll be right back, guys, real quick.
Yeah. Not to change the subject, but we're going to change the subject because I know Jack all about what you're talking about. To be perfectly honest, I'm not a Brett fan, but I made that clear.
Well, let me finish something on it. You and I were talking a week or so ago, and I was saying how the bottom edge was sharp on my hand. I changed to those Aluma grips, which were a little thicker, and that works out great, man. It changes my grip a little bit, and it gets that sharp part right off the palm of my hand.
Yeah, so we were figuring is that if you change the grips, that would take care of the problem. So glad that helped you out.
Yeah, that the way the trigger is shaped and how once it's all put together now, the actual like how far forward and back the trigger is compared with those grips changed everything. Worked out good.
Let's see. You don't have Netflix, do you?
No, I don't do Netflix. I got Hulu.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you've got Netflix, watch The Witcher. I just binge watched the whole season of that over the last 2 days. It's only 8 episodes. That show was pretty damn good, especially if you're into the video game that it's based on. I really got it. I got into that one. It's one of those sword and sorcery kind of things, but it's different too. But it's a good show. Anybody out there, if you like that kind of stuff, that was actually pretty decent. If you got Netflix, yeah, it's an 8 hour. It kills 8 hours.
All right, I'm back.
So, have you seen The Witcher Night Strike?
I haven't watched it yet. No.
It was pretty good. I binge watched it the last 2 days. The first season. It's only 8 episodes.
Awesome. Oh God, yeah. Speaking of getting rid of creep, Midnight Range TM's out there. Watch out.
I've been sleeping worth shit lately, so I just decided, you know what, I'm going to binge watch this show while I can't sleep. It's a way to kill 8 hours, right?
Well, that's one way. There are plenty others.
Well, I would have another way if my damn Dremel wouldn't have died on me. Well, that would only have been 5 minutes, probably. So, yeah, that wouldn't have been too much of a time killer either. Now that I think about it.
You can't open that space up with just like a hand file?
Not with the files I have. That hole is way too small for me to get in there with the files I have to do any of that. And I tried fitting the Dremel bit in my drill. It won't work. It's the stem on it's too small. The chuck on the drill doesn't get too good of a hold on it, and eventually ends up wanting to wobble no matter how far down I tighten it. I have one of those hand tightened chucks on my drill, and it just does not want to hold that very well. So that idea went out the window too. I could do, if I really felt like doing it, is if I had somewhere to clamp it down, would get my sawzall out and like instead of drilling that hole out, cut the damn thing down to where the part where it bolts to the shockwave, instead of being in front of the lug that connects the barrel to the mag tube, would be behind it. But then I would still need the Dremel possibly to trim that to where it fits, trim another area that so it fits properly. So even if I were to do that, I would be screwed, which is why I haven't done that either. So either way, thanks to my Dremel dying at this point, I'm screwed.
Yeah, you sound like you're screwed.
Yeah, you need to have the right tool for the job, man.
I did.
It
The damn
definitely
thing
helps.
died on me. It's like, son of a bitch, you know? And I can't find my goddamn metal drill bits, or I could possibly maybe have used those. But I don't know where the fuck my wife put them when we moved, so I have no idea where the hell they're at.
Shame.
That's my little rant for you.
So, do we want to talk about Virginia?
Carry me back to old Virginia.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have heard, but, the governor, thinking that he is the king of Virginia, has decided to enforce even more, anti-gun legislation by trying to declare the state of Virginia in a national state of emergency because
no, he didn't try. He did.
Of the
they
rally. He did do it.
Yeah, they sued him in court to stop him, and the court ruled with him. So now they're trying to get an emergency session with the Virginia Supreme Court to block it. But the local circuit court sided with the governor.
Well, obviously, because the local circuit court is bought off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was Richmond's court. So, if they elect their circuit judges, of course they're going to be on the governor's side after the last elections, especially, So,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Budget's chat tonight is going to be PG-13. I think he's got to go for hard R. Yeah, I think Budget's going to be pissed off. So it's not Budget's fault. It's Tyrant's fault.
Well, I hope they have their rally and everything goes well. Don't need to see some kind of setup or something where paid actors or whatever go there and act like a fool or something and make Virginia and the governor look good and make all of us look bad.
Yeah, Armament and Axes, you can talk about the elite ruling class all you want, but you have a link, so get your ass in here if you want to comment.
if we get him in here, we're just going to have a reloading discussion.
No, because this isn't reloading, chat. This is we said nothing about reloading.
Yeah. Remember Yoda when Luke said you won't be scared? You will be. You will be. Well, it will be.
Hold on. I got to say it right. You will be. You will be. Like that?
No, you didn't. No. Yoda had more of a menacing tone to his voice than what you just did. You sounded more like Happy Yoda saying you.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't do Dark Yoda. I can only do Happy Yoda. Yeah. So.
Either Warsaw Patriots wanting to play Modern Warfare or Mech Warrior. I can't figure out which one.
Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I know. I was being a smartass.
You are a smartass.
See, back in my day, when I was a hardcore gamer, MW stood for Mech Warrior, not Modern Warfare. The kids these days, I tell you.
Because Call of Duty wasn't even out yet.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, the first one came out during the heyday of MechWarrior 3 and MechWarrior 4.
By the way, Never Enough Ammo, asked me when was the last time you played a Call of Duty game, Night Strike, and I go, since we're playing Modern Warfare, the last time I played Call of Duty was when Call of Duty came out. That was it. It's a long time ago.
Yeah, the last time I played any Call of Duty game was World at War, playing playing zombies with my son because on the PlayStation 3, I think it was, because he wanted me to play that with him one day. So I sat down and I played with him, and he's like, "How are you getting headshots with the Thompson?" Because I'm finding controlled burst and not just spray and praying like you're doing. That was like,
well, but I love to spray and pray.
He's going. That's Call of Duty for you. Kids get on there and they just spray and pray half the time.
Yeah.
Whereas if you get on like Battlefield, people are actually using control bursts and stuff. Because I was a Battlefield player, I never have played Call of Duty except for that one time.
Yeah.
But people are saying that Modern Warfare is more like Battlefield than it is Call of Duty game. I don't know.
Yeah, some of it is. Yeah.
It's like they Call of Duty finally realized, hey, you know what? Maybe we should do something different. I mean, one of the reasons why I could never get into Call of Duty when my son tried to get me to play is the maps were so god awful small.
Scott P79 is commenting on Virginia, or everyone would show up armed because at that point they can't arrest them all, and more than likely the cops ain't gonna do shit. Probably not.
I don't think Richmond's in one of those sanctuary counties, so it could definitely get interesting. You gotta remember, you're gonna have more police in that area than you are other parts of Virginia. Between the local Richmond police, state police, their county sheriff's department, and Northam could legitimately call up the National Guard to provide security for the state capitol if he wanted to. So that's another issue, depending on how the National Guard in that area feels about things. So there are a lot of different factors that could go into whether they could arrest everybody or not. They could just call off the rally altogether and put an end to it if there's people doing what they tell them not to be doing. So you got to take that into consideration too, because if they decide that it's a state of emergency, and he says no guns because it's a state of emergency, and you have a bunch of people show up there with guns, all of a sudden you got an issue that he could shut the whole thing down because it could be defined as not a peaceful meeting at that point under his ideals of what a peaceful meeting would be. So you got to take that into consideration before people do something stupid and show up there with a bunch of firearms when the governor's like, nope, if you show up, I'm going to do this, that, and the other. Use some common sense, guys. We just had a rally in D.C. that was pretty successful for how many people showed up. Nobody was carrying. Nobody showed up and did anything stupid. Don't be the ones to do something stupid and make our side look dumb, please.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but he's right. And I mean, I really hate to say it. Really, it pains me. It hurts me physically.
What day is this all going to happen?
Monday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. So. But I have the feeling that the left is going to try and do something to ruin the rally and blame it on the gun owners in the first place. I just have that feeling. Maybe it's just my paranoia. Maybe it's just my paranoia, but again, I wouldn't put anything past those assholes, especially after what they're doing to Virginia right now.
Yeah, like look at ABC broadcasted the machine gun shoot in Kentucky and said it was fighting in Turkey. They could do the same thing here. They could show a big old riot and mess and never even really happen.
Yep.
Yeah. Scott P79, I got news for you. No, that's not going to hold up. Looking up Pennsylvania, you cannot open carry right now without a permit because the governor passed a state of emergency for the opioid epidemic. If you don't think that the police are going to enforce what the governor has stated, especially in Richmond, which is one of the leftist centers of Virginia, you're not paying attention to what's going on in other places. You're really not. And that wasn't a Virginia law that was passed, so that may not hold up anyway. As far as I know, Virginia doesn't have that law saying the governor can't do that. West Virginia does. Virginia, as far as I know, does not.
But again, West Virginia has also offered sanctuary to all those gun sanctuary counties. So, I don't see why they don't just go and jump ship.
Well, for one thing, the Virginia legislature has to approve it. That's one of the things that sucks about it. If you really look into it, it throws a new wrinkle in things, sure, but how many of those counties are the Virginia legislature actually going to let jump?
Well, there's what they want and what they say is allowed, and then there's what reality says.
No, that's what the West Virginia resolution states, because that is what the law is.
Yeah.
For the county to jump, they have to have to leave the state. They have to have the approval of the legislature of the state they're choosing to leave.
And the state's not going to give them that. That's the problem.
Exactly. Well, they may not. You never know what's going to happen in this climate.
Well, if they did, a lot of them would want to jump ship, and at the point where there is only like what seven counties that are not gun sanctuaries in the state of Virginia. If everybody else jumps ship, where they got to get all their money from?
Well, the easiest way I see to solve this is let's just carve out Northern Virginia, throw them in with Maryland. Maryland can have that, and then the rest of Virginia can just stay Virginia.
Then we'd have a North Virginia, a South Virginia, and a West Virginia. That's too many Virginias for us.
You weren't listening. I said take Northern Virginia, that area around D.C., and make that part of Maryland. So we would still only have West Virginia and Virginia.
And besides, there's no, even if there is a law, you can't prevent a county from seceding from the state. They're not seceding from the reunion. They're seceding from the state. That's different.
Not really. Depends on how the state constitution is written up and the way the laws are concerning the formation of new states. And
well, they're not trying to become another state. They're trying to join a different state.
Nice strike. Let me finish what I was saying. And parts of states being annexed by other states. If you remember, we've had an issue like this way back when, where Michigan and Ohio almost went to war over the Toledo area because of the same kind of situation where you had one state wanting to the Toledo area to join their state, and the other state saying, "Nope, we're not letting go." And they literally almost went to war. The two states almost went to war with each other over that.
Yeah, when?
Yeah, Michigan always wants what we got.
And if you also, this is another interesting point, if you want to look at states almost going to war, West Virginia and Kentucky almost went to war over the Hatfield and McCoy feud.
I had no control over that. That was before my time. Plus, I would have had to back Ellis anyways, so.
Hey, I'm gonna hop off, man. I'll be right back, like 1 minute.
All right. Good luck, Adrian.
Well, and if you want to know when the Toledo, Michigan thing was, that was before the progressive movement really started to get a hold in the country. That was back when things were freer. When that almost happened.
Yeah, if you can remember that. When things used to be freer. I don't remember that.
Well, it's because it didn't happen in your lifetime.
Exactly, that's my point.
And you weren't a history minor in college, so.
No, I wasn't. I mean, American history after the Civil War kind of bored me, so I just didn't pay attention to it. The only times I paid attention to American history is when something interesting of note happened, like World War I, or the Spanish-American War, or World War II, Vietnam. The wars. The wars are what interest me, and the minor shit just really didn't interest me that much. Because normally the wars is what they put on the test. So.
There were a few wars after the Civil War. You know, you had the Spanish-American War. You had World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam. Come on.
Well, I know we got Korea. I know.
Technically, the United States wasn't at war during Korea. It was just a police
No,
action part of the United Nations, but still. South Korea and
technically-
North Korea were definitely at war with each other.
Technically, it was the president.
No, that wasn't
putting in
even.
troops.
That really wasn't Truman. That was the UN. The UN got involved, stuck their nose in, and because of the way the UN was structured and the way the UN is still structured, if you're a member nation of the United Nations, and they go to war with something, you're supposed to supply troops to that. So that's how our people ended up over in Korea.
Now, here's the
Especially when
thing.
you figure in the fact that during that period, and still today, we provide most of the UN's military power. So, yeah, there's that too.
Here's the one thing about Korea. We wouldn't have had that situation had we actually listened to MacArthur. We wouldn't have the North Korea situation at all if we had just listened to MacArthur.
What did MacArthur say?
That we should just nuke the border of China with in North Korea. That would have solved the problem.
Yeah, that'd have done it.
The Russians didn't have nuclear weapons just yet.
Yeah. But
the problem is once you fire a nuclear weapon off, everything's off the table.
Well, at that point, we were the only one. Well, were we really the only ones that actually had them at that point, though?
Yeah, we were. We were still the only ones.
That we know of.
That we know of.
That we know of. That was back when the Soviet Union was super sealed up tight. They may have had something that we just don't know they had yet.
No, they didn't officially have any until like the mid to late 50s.
That's my point. Officially, as far as we know, officially they didn't have anything yet. We don't know exactly if they did or didn't. But that could have been solved too if they'd have listened to Patton at the end of World War II.
Well, no, had they not killed Patton off.
Well, no, they already decided they weren't listening to Patton before that happened.
Well,
before he died in the auto accident.
Remember, I'm pretty sure that auto accident was a conspiracy in itself. I don't think that was an accident.
Patton didn't kill himself. He was hung in his cell.
Yeah.
Right.
10-time shooter brings up that the Virginia rally is on a national holiday. For those that don't realize this,
Martin Luther King Day.
Luther King Day, is Monday. So there might not even be any legislatures there at the State House when that happens.
Yeah, so I don't know what the problem is.
Except for this is supposed to be their day where they go meet with their legislators. So, why would they schedule that on a national holiday? Where usually all government offices and whatnot are closed.
So they don't have to work. Uh-oh, Scott. What are you sending me? Scott, if I can't show this, if this is not PG-13, I'm going to be very unhappy with you. Knowing Scott, it's probably not. All right. A state of emergency does not affect gun rights in Virginia. With the pending hurricane warnings, it is a good time to remind Virginians that the right to keep and bear arms is unchanged, even in a declared state of emergency. Well, someone should tell General Northam that, or excuse me, Governor Northam that.
Jesus Christ, you just promoted him from governor to general.
Well, he's acting like a king, so you know.
Yeah, but here's one problem. I know where he's going with this. The courts just decided that does not apply. That was the basis of the courts ruling in Virginia that does not apply in this instance.
Yeah. Apparently they're ignoring this, Scott. Sorry.
I think
they're going to ignore that anyway.
No, it's not the gay frog chat. Nope. You want that? You get that on Sunday nights on the E-Honda's chat.
How many anti-gun related proposals have they got right now? A dozen? More?
A dozen. Probably more.
Some of them they actually said they're not going to vote on, so the number has gone down a little bit.
Well, there's got to be at least something out of it that sooner or later from all this is going to make the Supreme Court. You think so?
Well, they need to get the Supreme Court to hear it first.
You know, if even maybe every one of them, like they bombard the courts with all this BS, maybe they'll come down
AC
with
97,
a big broad ruling.
He sure acts like a general painting our ass. There you go. That's what you should have said. But yeah, I'm not happy with the governor of Virginia, and I'm not happy with what's going on in Virginia. There's nothing I can do about it other than just, donate to the VCDL.
Yeah. Depending on who you ask, he may only be a pawn listening to the true king of gun control.
So that means he's listening to Bloomberg.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The boogeyman.
Isn't there a law against someone campaigning for president for trying to affect the laws? I mean,
yeah, that don't apply to a Democrat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, laws don't apply to Democrats. Never mind.
Yeah, you have no proof or no evidence they did anything wrong because they didn't do anything wrong. But they'll accuse you of it.
They'll accuse you of it and even impeach you for it. By the way, did anybody see Travis P11's video of them marching the impeachment articles over to the Senate?
Yeah, I saw him do it. I didn't see Travis's video though, but I saw him
Travis's video. Travis took the video and put the Star Wars Imperial March over it. It was perfect.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
I think he's got it on his YouTube channel. Either that or it's on GunTube. Go to GunTube. It's probably there. It's hilarious. You haven't seen it. Because it felt, I hate to say it, but it felt, it felt right when you watch that video. That music goes along to that quite well. I don't know why. It just does.
Have you ever seen or heard of them doing something like that before? Marching stuff over like that?
Yeah, actually, it's happened before.
Oh, has it?
Yeah. Whenever there's something that they feel that one side or the other feels major while they're in control, they will have a ceremonial thing like that where they take it over to the other house. And
I've just never seen it.
Yeah, I believe with impeachment they have to do something like that where they actually physically take it over to the Senate because reasons. So it's just like the rules of the way things are set up when it comes to that kind of stuff.
It's just too bad we can't hold these Democrats accountable, for violating their oaths of office, in this government. Even though we have a law that states if you violate the oath of office, bad things will happen to you. But apparently, you know. So.
Yeah, I wonder why that's not brought up more about getting them out of office and getting rid of them for all this that they're doing.
Because nobody wants to point the finger at somebody else. So they'll say that Donald Trump, the president, has done this or that, but they won't. When it comes to what they've done, they won't acknowledge it.
Well, there's basically three reasons if you want to really look at it, why nothing is going to be done to these people. One, their constituents ain't going to vote against them. Two, even if they were, there's a few states, not all states have a means of recalling elected officials. You just have to wait till the next election. And three, you're expecting the people that will be in charge of impeaching themselves to impeach themselves.
Not really. I expect nothing out of them because they ain't done nothing but Jack Diddley.
All impeachments start in the House, and the House Dems ain't impeaching themselves. So there's your three reasons why nothing is being done to these people for their actual abuse of power.
Nothing's being done at all, unfortunately.
Well, they're going to keep impeaching him. Like, if this one doesn't go through, she's stupid enough to try it again and bring it up. And sooner or later, like, everybody's already tired of it. I think it'll backfire on them sooner or later.
I really hope it backfires on them, but right now it's just awful to continue to watch. I don't know why they're even putting it on the news because it's just not. It's not even worth mentioning. So. I don't know. Apparently, New Mexico is going to get some new anti-gun bills soon.
No surprise there.
No, because Gary Johnson was so pro-gun, he threw guns in the trash, didn't he? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Sorry, what was your comment? I didn't catch it.
Don't worry about it. It's just me being sarcastic.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, but he's not governor anymore. At least that's good. But what else is going on? Scott P. Soda, Democrats are going to lose the majority in the House. People are sick and tired of their BS. Hell, I know I'm sick and tired of it. I am really super, super freaking tired of it. That I will vote for the first Republican. I don't even care who he is, to vote those Democrats out.
I know something that's going on. Apparently, the FBI, the ICE, and the Department of Education are all investigating Ilhan Omar for various crimes surrounding her brother husband.
I saw that, man. That's pretty good.
If only they could indict her on it.
There's all kinds of charges. She's not just facing one charge. There's like several.
Yeah, this investigation was ordered by multiple members of the U.S. Attorney's Office in Minnesota. So this could end up going somewhere with her finally. These agencies were literally ordered by the Justice Department to start investigating her on this stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard him list some of the things she's accused of as being felonies. So.
Oh, they're all felonies.
Yeah, they all felonies. Yeah, it's like
all felonies.
Fraud. There's problems with money. There's problems with fraud. There's fraud in our immigration service,
immigration fraud,
and our laws.
Yeah, there's immigration fraud, student loan fraud. There's a couple other
She
things.
gave money to terrorist fraud?
No, there's nothing along those lines. It all has to do with her brother husband, the one that's supposedly where she's allegedly married her brother to get him into the country. And there's
that's against the law in itself.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no kidding. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of things because apparently she falsified information on student loan applications, which is fraud, which is a felony. The simple fact that if he's her brother and she married him to get him into the country, that's immigration fraud. That's a felony. So she's looking at quite a few felonies from this if the investigation actually pans out and goes somewhere and they actually do something about it.
Andrew Faulkner says, mark my words, she will skate on all and news won't cover it.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
Well, apparently, if you read the articles, because it was a reporter for the Blaze that broke the story, and you got some more conservative news outlets that picked up on it. But you already aren't hearing it in the media because this has been going on since October, where they've been investigating her since October, and it only now came out.
Well, I saw she was getting investigated a while back for some campaign money violations.
Yeah, but that was just a situation. That wasn't anything that was going to really amount to anything.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing, man. They just fined her like nothing, like her like $1,300 or something.
That's because that's what the penalty for what she did there was. That
wasn't. Oh wow, Scott, that's awful to say.
Anything.
Deport her ass back to where she came from after she rupees all the money she borrowed from the government for her student loans. Ooh, rupees. That's funny and bad at the same time. But
I'll take the loss and the money if we could just get rid of her.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You mean Tim Pool? Oh, this, it's a complicated stipulation, and I'll never vote against the Democrats. You mean that Tim Pool, Scott P79? Mr. Waffle on Everything's Tim Pool? Yeah, that's all.
I don't think I think he's actually woken up.
No, he hasn't. I just watched a video of him today. No, he hasn't. That dumbass still has his head shoved so far up his ass he can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
You know, just when you think hey, look, Tim might actually be. Nope. Nope.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can keep going, or we can kill it.
Well, it ain't like anybody else is going to have a show until budget tonight.
Yeah, but I got to go do stuff, so.
I know you don't. You just think you do.
No, I got to do stuff for family. So.
Wow.
It's just like the same, like you really don't have to do anything for your kids, but wait, yes, you do.
No, my kids are all adults. They can fend for themselves.
You ruthless bastard.
And those little bastards are lucky they're still on my wife's insurance, thanks to Obamacare.
Wow. Heartless.
Hey, I already told him if it wasn't for Obamacare, you won't be on our insurance anymore. I thought I told him.
What's that? You would, if it wasn't for Obamacare, you'd what?
Our kids won't be on our health insurance anymore. I thought I told him that.
Wow, so cruel. Listen to this guy.
Okay, no, look at it this way. They're adults. They're on our health insurance, but we cannot claim them as dependents on our taxes. Why the fuck are they allowed to be on our insurance if they're not dependents?
I don't know.
If I can't claim them on taxes, I shouldn't have to pay for their damn health insurance either.
Obamacare is too complicated to figure out.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's one of the easiest things to figure out. your kids have the right to your health insurance until they're 26. The law states that, oh no, you have the choice of whether to keep them on your health insurance or not until they're 26. But there have been children who have successfully sued their parents for taking them off their health insurance and had to be put back on their parents' health insurance, which is BS. But when I was 18, 19 years old, I wasn't on my parents' health insurance anymore. Why? Because the health insurance wouldn't cover me anymore because I was a damn adult.
Aw, boo-hoo.
A 26-year-old is not a child anymore. That just irritates the hell out of me. 24, 25-year-old kid, you got to keep on your insurance. Fuck that shit. That should not be a thing.
At 27, they should be able to put you on their insurance.
Right?
I think Andrew says his insurance was affordable and covered stuff before Obama.
Yeah, that's true.
Andrew Faulkner says, I didn't read the article, but supposedly some of Illinois' pot tax is going to gun control. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
He said his insurance was affordable and covered stuff before Obama. Yeah, bet it did.
Illinois got that legal pot. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they voted for it a while ago.
Chicago voted for it, and the rest of Illinois has to abide by it.
So guns are bad, but drugs are good. That's what they're saying then.
Yeah,
they just don't make enough money off guns, I guess. If they were making money off guns, they'd be loving them.
Well, they don't make enough money off the guns because they want to get rid of guns. So you can't make money off of something you want to get rid of, so that they can have control. See, if they get rid of all the guns, then they can get all the money they want because then they can start taxing people out the ass, and nobody can do anything to stop them. You got to think of it from their point of view. Yeah, I still say Chicago's gun control is to keep guns out of the hands of people, so eventually only the bad guys have guns, and the bad guys will just kill everybody, kill themselves off, and then there won't be anybody with guns anymore. That's why they don't care about that's why they don't care about the murder rate. Think about it. Who's the murder rate in Chicago really affecting? The criminal element. The criminal element's killing each other off. By the time they're done, they ain't gonna have all the criminals are gonna be gone. So then they'll have gotten rid of all the guns, even the criminals, just by the criminals all killing each other. It's a win-win for them, right? And of course, I'm being totally sarcastic.
Yes, you are.
But seriously, that seems to be what Chicago's gun control plan seems to be at this point.
Andrew Faulkner says, just say your AR is a fancy bong. Problem solved. Ooh.
well, hey, he's not far off. If we remember, there was a scene in Platoon,
You'll go out with a bang, that's for sure.
M16.
Yeah, it'd definitely blow your mind, wouldn't it?
It would, wouldn't it? Yeah. Let's see.
Well, SHOT Show's coming up. What are you tired of hearing about?
I'm sick of SHOT Show right now.
There's one thing that could be interesting at SHOT Show. If anybody out there watched when InRange was doing their What Would Stoner Do project back in 2017, they are set with Brownells to unveil the 2020 version of the What Would Stoner Project Do rifle that they are going to be putting for sale on Brownell's website at SHOT Show, at the Brownells booth.
Interesting.
What kind of rifle is it going to be?
It's an AR-15, but it's made with all these newer components and stuff. Basically, if you haven't seen the What Would Stoner Do project video series they did 3 years ago, they got all this different components and they put together to see what they could do with the rifle to improve on it, on Eugene Stoner's basic idea for what the rifle was supposed to be. And they used the carbon fiber handguard stuff. That basically they're trying to make the lightest rifle they could, but still have it where it was like perfectly balanced, where the recoil would be mitigated. And they came out with a pretty interesting rifle. They've updated. They're going through a video series now that they just started this morning, where they update that process. And Brownells is partnering with them this time, and they're going to actually be selling whatever the end rifle they came up with on Brownell's website.
If it was me, I would try and incorporate every interesting part of a rifle that Eugene Stoner made. It's like he made more than one rifle. Take aspects from all those rifles and turn that into one gun.
Well, that's basically what they did with the BRN 180. It's a modified AR 118 180 upper that fits on an AR 15 lower, and you got what is some people are saying is probably the best of the gas piston operated AR 15 style rifles.
I've been meaning to get one of those Wolf uppers. The gas piston Wolf uppers.
Mm-hmm.
I've been meaning to get one of those.
Yeah, that's what, Taiwanese, I think.
Yeah, but they use the same stuff we use.
Yeah, I know.
Because guess who sold it to them? We did.
Yeah, well, if you look at Wolf, I've talked about it before. Wolf Gold's 223 ammo is actually M193. They just had to get it past the Taiwanese law. They labeled it as being 223 instead of 5.56. So that's all it is. It's the exact same thing as M1. It's basically 223 loaded to M193 pressures.
Yeah, there's no problem with that. They didn't say we couldn't load it to a certain different pressure. They just said it couldn't be labeled. See, there's the situation.
Well, they can't sell military ammunition to the civilian market according by Taiwanese law, so they fudged what round it actually is a little bit.
Yeah, two gun kitty. I would rather go to Tulsa too than SHOT Show, but I still kind of want to go to SHOT Show just for the hell of it. But I'm tired of hearing about it from everybody who is going, because I'm not going, and it's making me depressed.
Yeah. Here's why it's good to go to SHOT Show if you're a content creator. You get to meet with people you normally may not get to meet with and make inroads with companies. That's how like Snob and Ghost and Clover have gotten firearms sent to them for testing. And if they get the T&E evaluate, which is testing and evaluation models of different firearms. If you look at their channels, it's because they've gone to SHOT Show, they've gone to NRAM, and they've met with these manufacturers, and they networked and got discussions with these guys, and they got on their list of people to have things sent to them to test. That is what SHOT Show's purpose is. SHOT Show's purpose isn't for the general person to go in and see what's there. SHOT Show, like somebody out there, like like Two Guns Kitty yourself or himself, whatever. I don't know if it's a guy or girl at this point. I forget. Yeah. But anyway, the whole reason it's not for the consumer, it's for the networking. It's for people who are in the media, in other parts of the industry to get together. If you're thinking it's a consumer show, it's not a consumer show.
Right. No, I'm not saying it was.
Yeah.
My dealer's going to go out there. He goes every year, and I guess he works better deals or something, because the shelves are all pretty bare at my dealer right now. But next month, after he comes home, the place will be packed full.
Yeah, that's part of the networking aspect of it. You'll get vendors, you'll get distributors, gun shop owners. They all go out there. They get together after. There's two parts of SHOT Show. You got and it's the same with any trade show. I've been to trade shows before for other industry. Okay, you'll have what you see on the floor, and some, by the way, some of these industry shows, the floor shows open to the public, but the behind the scenes stuff isn't. Like if you go to the Detroit Car Show, that's a trade show, but it's open to the general public. Where a SHOT Show, they chose not to open it to the general public. It's just for media and industry people. But you'll go see what's on the floor and everything. But after the show's closed for the day, and people go to the various parties and they meet their meeting, that's where the real wheeling and dealing and the more important aspect of SHOT Show comes into place, is at that instance when you're face to face with these people and you're not sitting there with, you got a table with 50 million people coming by trying to see what's on their table. That's not when you do your main discussion. That's where you maybe open the door to where later you get into one of these parties, and that's when you really start talking to people.
Right. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. There's SHOT Show. And as Artisan Tony says, you will see a slow drip of mind-numbing videos from months after SHOT Show. And unfortunately, it's sad but true. But with that, I'm going to call it. There's not much conversation going on. I'm falling asleep here. So let's just kill it and do something else. So thank you all for jumping in and chatting. Those of you that did chat, thank you all for listening. Thanks, Jason and Rich, for jumping in and hanging out with me. I think we're gonna hop on out of here. So we'll see you later, guys. You guys take it easy and shall not be infringed. Now, how do I turn this?
Pay it forward.
Bye bye.
Give him the bird. What else? I ain't got no tack line. That's a cat boat. Always keep one in the chamber. And like my friend Rokal says, we'll see you on the next one. Shall not be infringed.